In today's video, I want to show you guys on how you can create a Gantt chart to visualize your project and keep your tasks organized. Now, the great part about this is I've actually provided you guys a template link down below in the description. And a lot of the formulas and formatting is actually already filled out for you guys. So it's kind of just plug and play. But make sure you watch the entire video so you guys can see all the features that I've added in here and how to maximize this template to its full potential. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. All right, so once you click on my document down below in the description, what you can do is go ahead and hit File and click Make a Copy. Now what this does is obviously it'll copy my template to your own Google Sheets folder or your Google Sheets repository so you can modify it for your own project. So first and foremost, on the top left, I added some space for you guys to have some kind of title, some kind of description, or whatever it is that you want to add. So you can, for example, write project, write whatever project it is, project A, B, C, and you can just go ahead and bold it. It doesn't really matter, but you guys could, again, feel free to just write, project, expected timeline, yada, 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 okay? Cool. So now, as you can see here, we have this, the dates here. So for example, this is the week of April 20th. So 4/20, which happens to be tomorrow for me. And it actually starts from this date, right? So you can go ahead and double click it if you want, or you can manually type the date up here in the top left formula bar. But you can go ahead and write whenever it started. So for example, your project starts, Monday of April 13th. You can do that, or if you want to pick any other day and just shift these labels around, these are just plain text, okay? So if you want to maybe start with Sunday here at the beginning of the week, completely up to you, okay? For example, we started on April 13th, right? And you can see that the cells on the right, they're in update, but not to worry, because you could click it and just drag this all the way to the right. And you can see here that it will start counting up. So 4/15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now, the reason why 19 is red is because today is actually the 19th. So the great part about this Gantt chart is that I've made it so it will actually show what day today is. So that way you can kind of follow it down the timeline here later when you have your tasks filled out, okay? So now that we have that, we can go ahead and kind of drag this all the way out. Because we want to have more, there's obviously more to the timeline, right? So I want to go ahead and grab this bottom dot here and just drag it all the way to the right, for example, okay? So I'm going to do that, for example, the project spans all the way to, 7/27. And sometimes it doesn't fill out the whole week. And what you can do is that you can just go ahead and delete this and just grab the full week before and just fill it out all the way to the right. So that way, what happens is that you will get all the way till Sunday, the end of the week, or whatever you denote to be the end of the week, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Cool. So now we have this, and you can tell that you would have this Gantt chart working if all the blues start becoming blanks here. Okay. Now in a Gantt chart, it's very self-explanatory. You have the tasks here. So I've already wrote a couple of dummy tasks. You don't need to follow it my way. You can just delete it and just write your own. But for the sake of this video, I will just kind of use the ones that I've already created. So for example, some assignees here is me, obviously, and we can use the start date of, for example, 15 maybe 26. Okay, so these are already formatted as dates, and now we know that it's going to be due when. So for example, let's make a dummy due date of 4/30/26. Now, what I've exactly done is that I've already had a formula here to calculate the amount of days in between the start and the due date. And that way, it'll only calculate if and only if you guys fill stuff out here. So that way it doesn't spam this whole column with zeros, okay? And then on top of that, check this out, guys. I've already made the Gantt chart kind of automatically populating. So whatever you type in, this timeline will already kind of show you guys visually on that date, okay? So we have the 15th here all the way to the 30th, and you can see here that we land on the 19 right now because it's red. It's denoted as red. Now if you guys don't like the red color, you can go ahead and just click any of this the top numbers here, hit format and hit conditional formatting, and you can see here that I've added this formula for you guys. So custom formula is this. If you click it, you can go ahead and change it to whatever color you want. So for example, you can change it to gold, or orange, or purple, right? Really whatever you want, whatever floats your boat, but I'm gonna change it back to red and hit OK, just so that way it's easier to see. And then on top of that, the timeline here, it also gets populated because I have this conditional formatting rule here, and this whole timeline, the span of the timeline, okay? Which is why a lot of these are blue, because they're just not being referenced to on this on the date above. but you can again change it to whatever color you want. Okay, so just click that timeline. If you want to change it to yellow, you can for your projects, or you want to change it to red as well, you can. It doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna go ahead and just stick it back to the blue that I was using earlier and hit done. So again, recap, conditional formatting, you click anywhere on the cell, you use that one. For the dates, you click anywhere on the dates when you have this conditional formatting open. You can mess around with that. And that, again, you can find that under format, conditional formatting, okay? Cool, so now that we have that, you can obviously build your Gantt chart. Now, I've also done the same thing with the percent complete as well. I've added a lot of conditional formatting in this document, but from 0% all the way to 100%, the colors will change. 50% being yellow, obviously, because you're halfway done, so it's red, yellow, green, kind of resembling traffic lights. 25 would be like an orange, and 75 would be like a lighter green. Okay, I know some people like this view of scrolling through the timeline like this, but if you want to freeze these rows or these columns from A to G, what you can do is you can click column A, shift click column G, and when you right click it and hit view more column actions down here, you could click freeze up to column A. Now, when you do that, what that does is that it will allow this column, the columns here on the left, to stay there when you're dragging through the timeline, okay? So that way you can still see everything on the left and not have it conflict with whatever is on the right. Like, it just kind of stay there. And then one more thing that you can actually do is you can actually create a filter, okay? So what that does, what I mean is that you can go ahead and grab all your columns A to G, and just however many rows that you have for your projects. Let's just say you anticipate about 50 rows. What you can do is hit data and hit create a filter once you select all these rows. And once you do that, what you can do now is you could filter your tasks. So for example, you only want to see tasks that are, let's just create some more dummy tasks, right? So for example, we'll do 421 here, that ends in 54, So you can see how our Gantt chart is filling out together here. Now you can go ahead and filter out. What that filter does is when you click this triangle down here next to whatever you want to filter out. So for example, I want to filter out the assignees and I want to show only tasks assigned to me. So you click this and you just uncheck Mike and Steve here, the two dummy values, hit OK. And you can see here that now it only shows tasks that are made for me. For example, you want to just show Mike's projects. You can do that, and it'll show right here, right? And you can just reset everything back if you want. You can also sort it by start dates. You can sort it by due dates. You can sort it by from A to Z, which is like ascending, or Z to A, which is descending. In terms of project duration, and again, it's really up to you how you want to do it. If you want to revert it back, what I do usually is I use the task ID and sort it back from start to end, or ascending order. And again, if you don't like that, you can just go ahead and hit data and hit remove filter, and it just reverts back to everything if you don't want to have that filter system. Now, I guess the only thing that I really have left is if you want to, create another title header, you can just copy this row. You click 5, copy it, and you can paste it here. And what that does is, you can obviously just change the big task or the big deadline. So project execution, for example, you can do that, and then you can see that you will have more tasks here. So you have like 2-1. I'm just making dummy task. Project execution start. Assigned to me. Again, put whatever date you want. So for example, we do 5/11 all the way to 5/18. So you can see here that it will automatically create that on the timeline. And you would put your percent complete. So maybe you're at 0% right now. I just type in 0, hit enter, and you can see here that it'll turn red. And again, if you're running out of rows here on this document, you can go ahead and create more rows and columns. So creating columns, for example, you scroll all the way right, you figure you need more columns. Just go ahead and grab a couple here from the right, hit right click and hit however many columns right. It doesn't matter, but for me, this case is 39. Click that, and you can see here that the conditional formatting already applies to the new rows, okay? If you want to add more rows, you could go scroll all the way down. I don't know if you have more than 200 tasks. I gave you guys 200 rows in the document. But if you do, you can feel free to add maybe 100 more on the bottom. Click add, and you can see here that the conditional formatting also applies to the new rows, okay? So again, this Gantt chart, very, very flexible. And again, the best part is that it's completely free. You don't need to pay anything. Hopefully this Gantt chart helps you guys out in terms of your project management and your project timeline. If this video and this template helped you out, don't forget to hit the like and hit the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.